I remember my humble self, Mr. Brown, okay, the greatest physicist of all kind. I'm here to carry out an experiment on mechanics. So it's strictly on this Neco practical that is about to be taken, okay? So physics practical on what? Mechanics. So this is the setup diagram for this particular experiment. So with the help of a pulley, I'll get my what? My thread, okay? So with the help of my thread, I'll need to groove the thread on the single pulley because I'm using one particular what? Pulley. So with the help of the thread, I'll groove the thread on the pulley, and the third part of the thread will be fixed on a nail using a nail. It simply means that this part does not have a what? A pulley. Just this part that has a pulley. And this thread is being fixed with what? A mass hanger. And this particular mass varies. But this mass that is on the pulley does not vary. It is called a what? A fixed what? Mass. Okay? So how does it work? It is very simple. Okay? So this from this point to this point is called OA. From this point to this point is called OC. And from this point to this point is called OB. Okay? So I can get my what? OB as what? My Y. Okay? How does it work? When I keep increasing this mass that is not fixed, that varies, it will be affecting this fixed mass. So the thread that is being grooved on the what? Pulley will be what? Be reducing. Right? So the length of this particular part, which is Y, which is called OB, will be affected as well. So I can now use my ruler, with the help of my ruler, to know the distance from this point to this point, and from this point to this point, and from this point to this what? Point. The more I keep adding the mass, the more the thread will keep what? Reducing. Thank you. So thank you. I'm done with the diagram on the board. So I am here to carry out the real practical, okay? I have two record stand, which you can see is holding this board. And this board, I fixed the white paper so that what I'm doing should be what? Visible. I use with the help of pin to hold the what? The white paper, okay? So I use nail to hold the pulley because we were told that we are going to use one particular pulley. So I use nail to hold this pulley on this board. So I now have to use nail on this because the second part of the thread don't have pulley because I'm using a single what? Pulley. So there is a nail here which I used on this what? On this board. Let's proceed. So with that now, I have my masses. I have my mass hanger with me, which is 20 gram mass hanger. Also, I have my mass hanger, which is 20 gram. Okay, this is the first thread. Okay, this thread will be the one that will be grooved on the what? On the pulley. This is 87 centimeters. Okay, and this is what? This one is what? The smaller one, which will be on the mass that varies. Okay, which is what? 20 centimeters. What will I do? The first thing I need to do, which is very, very simple, I have to use this thread, I'll groove it on the what? On the what? Pulley, okay? Exactly what I want to do. Okay. I'm going to groove it, I'm trying to open the thread. So I'm going to pass it on the what? On the pulley. Okay, are you seeing what I'm doing? So I'll come and fix it on this nail. I'll come and fix it on this nail. Okay. Can you see that? That's the essence of this nail because the second part of the diagram don't have pulley. So the next thing I'll need to do is that I'll get my 20 gram of mass hanger, okay, which I'll fix it on the second. I'll fix it on this part that is being grooved on the what? On the pulley, which will be here. I'll fix it here. I'll fix it on the what? On the 20 gram mass hanger. So I'll tie it, okay. So look at it now. The diagram is coming. The next thing I'll need to do, which I'm trying to get my what? My mass that varies. That is when this thread will now come in. Okay, so I'll have to tie this thread. I'll tie this thread on the center of this particular what? On this particular thread that is being grooved on the what? On the pulley, okay? Okay, as you can see. You get it now. The next thing I'll need to do, I'll have to fix my what? Same 20 gram mass hanger on it as well. Okay, I'll fix it and I'll have to tie it. Can you see that? Okay. So this is it. So this is the simple setup what? Diagram for this what? Experiment based on this current what? Neco. Okay. So the next thing I'll need to do is that I have to start, right? On this particular experiment, the mass hanger that is being glued on the pulley, so I am done. So this mass hanger, I need to fix 20 gram mass on it. 20 gram mass on it, okay? Which will now allow me, I need to fix a 20 gram mass, which is fixed. Okay? So I'm going to add a 20 gram mass on the mass hanger, okay? As you can see. So that's the first thing, okay? The first mass, which is 20 gram, which serves as the mass what? Hanger. Okay? So what am I going to do now? Look at it now. I'm going to adjust. I'll be adjusting it. I'm going to adjust so that it will be on this line, this straight line. Okay? I'll be adjusting. Okay. So it's on the straight line. Okay? So with my help of my ruler now, I'll now have to know from this point to this point, which is called OA. And from this point to this point, which is called what? OB. And the OB is what? Y. So let's quickly run that and let me check it. Okay. So my OA is 15 centimeter. Okay. My OC is also what? 15 centimeter. Okay. So what is my OB? My OB is what? I need to be very careful on this. My OB is what? My OB is 4 centimeter, okay? So I'll come to this. On my 20, my OA is what? 15. 15.00. My Y is what? 4.00. Okay? So I'm done with that. The next thing is what? 30 gram of mass. So I'm going to add 10 gram. Okay? I'm going to add 10 gram to this my mass hanger, which will be 30. So if you check now, it affected this as well. Okay? So I'm going to adjust it as well so that it will be at the center. Okay. So I'm good to go. I'll now have to check again. I will check the distance OB. The distance OB now, as you can see, is 16 centimeter. So OB and OC the same thing. OC is also what? 16 centimeter. Okay. What is now my OB, which serves as my Y? Okay. So what I'm going to do? My OB now is 5 centimeter. Okay, so my OB is 5 centimeter. So come to this now. This is on 30 gram, have 16.00. This is what? 5.00. The next thing I'm going to do is 40 gram. Okay, that means I'll add 20 gram mass. I'll remove this 10. I'll add a 20 gram mass to it. So it will be 40. As you can see, 20 gram mass is added on the mass hanger. I'll now have to adjust. I'll adjust it until it will be at the center, which is this straight line. There's a straight line here. Okay, so I'm done. I have to carry out my measurement as well to get my distance from what? OA. My OA is 18. 18. No, it's not 18. It's 17.5. 17.5. As far as OA, 17.5. My OC is also 17.5. Let's confirm it. As you can you see it? 17.5. Okay. So what is my what? OB, which side of my Y? My OB now will be what? Okay. My OB is 8 centimeter. Okay. So that is, so my 40 is what? This is what? This one is what? On 40 is 17.50, and this is what? 8.00. Okay, so that's how we'll keep what? Adding the mass and the distance from what? OA and what? OB will keep increasing. It will vary. Okay, so we'll keep on doing it, keep adding the mass, and we'll keep checking the distance OB and what? OA and what? OB. Thank you so much. And the next thing you have to do is what? Is to what? Plot your what? Your graph. Okay. Thank you.